Hey, welcome. So let's talk about Ayurveda. Is it just a bunch of slow, kind of outdated home remedies, or is there a real hard science behind this ancient system? Well, today, we're going to unravel the true story of Ayurveda and see how modern science is actually, finally, starting to catch up.
You know, this is a question I hear all the time. And honestly, it's a totally fair one. I mean, in a world that moves this fast, can a system that's thousands of years old really keep up? Let's just tackle that head on. We're going to dive into some of the biggest myths about Ayurveda and see what the facts really say.
All right, first up, the big one, the idea that Ayurveda is just too slow, right? In a world of instant fixes, waiting weeks, maybe even months for results can feel, well, impractical. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if it's not really about speed, but about something much, much deeper?
Okay, let me put it this way. Imagine you get heartburn. What do? You probably take a pill, right? And it gives you quick relief by just suppressing the acid. It's kind of like slapping a Band-Aid on the problem. But Ayurveda, it takes a totally different approach. It asks, okay, but why do you have heartburn in the first place? It's all about correcting that deeper digestive imbalance. The goal isn't a quick fix, it's a real, permanent solution by healing the root cause.
So how does it actually do that? Well, a central idea in Ayurveda is something called Agni, which you can think of as your digestive fire. According to the system, a balanced Agni is literally the key to good health. By getting that fire working properly again, Ayurveda gets right to the root of the problem. And that's what leads to sustainable, long-term healing. It's just a fundamentally different way of looking at the body. So you see, we kind of need to reframe how we think about this. The goal here isn't a quick, temporary fix that just papers over the cracks. It's about deep, sustainable healing that builds lasting wellness from the ground up.
And that actually leads us right into the next big myth. I mean, if Ayurveda is this deep, complex system, why do so many of us just think of it as a collection of simple kitchen remedies? Is there more to it than just that?
Oh yeah, way more. Ayurveda isn't just a list of home remedies. It's a complete medical science. We're talking about sophisticated diagnostics like Nadi Pariksha or reading the pulse, using incredibly complex herbal formulas, and deep detoxification therapies called Panchakarma. It even has this whole lifestyle science built in, things called Dinacharya and Ritucharya, which are basically blueprints for your daily and seasonal routines to keep you healthy. This is a far, far cry from just a little kitchen advice.
Okay, so it's a structured system. I get it. But this is usually where the modern world pushes back and says, yeah, but where's the proof? Is any of this actually scientific? And this is where things get really interesting. Modern research is actually validating what Ayurvedic texts have been saying for centuries. I mean, look at this. Studies now confirm the powerful anti-inflammatory properties of turmeric. We've got solid research showing that ashwagandha helps regulate the stress hormone cortisol, and that another formula, triphala, can significantly improve gut health. It's like modern science is finally catching up to this ancient wisdom.
And this is such a crucial point. Just because something is ancient doesn't automatically make it unscientific or outdated. In so many cases, it really seems like Ayurveda was just way ahead of its time.
So if we accept that Ayurveda is a legitimate science, how should we actually approach it? This brings us to a really important topic, how to use it safely.
All right, this next one, this might be the single most important myth we need to bust today. There's this really dangerous idea out there that just because Ayurvedic medicines are natural, they must be safe, no side effects. And let me be perfectly clear, that is absolutely not true. Think about it. Anything powerful enough to heal you is also powerful enough to harm you if you use it the wrong way. So how do you do it safely? The rules are actually pretty simple, but they are completely non-negotiable. First, you always consult a qualified Ayurvedic doctor. Second, the right medicine and the right dose are incredibly specific to you and your unique situation. And third, and this is a big one, you have to avoid self-medicating, no matter what. A lot of people tend to think of Ayurveda for those long-term chronic problems, but that's really only half the story. It can also be incredibly effective for acute stuff too, like a bout of indigestion, a common cold, or even a fever. It really works on both ends of the spectrum, from preventing illness to curing it.
So, now that we've busted some of these myths, where does Ayurveda actually fit into our modern world? Well, the answer points to a pretty exciting future for all of medicine.
It turns out Ayurveda and modern science are often talking about the exact same things. They're just using a different language. For instance, what Ayurveda calls ama, or this sort of metabolic gunk, modern science might call toxins or inflammation. When Ayurveda talks about a dosha imbalance, which is a disruption in your body's essential energies, it's basically describing what we might call a physiological imbalance. They're just two different ways of looking at the very same body.
And that's really the big takeaway here. The future isn't about choosing one system over the other. The future of medicine is integrative. It's this powerful synergy where the deep, holistic wisdom of Ayurveda works hand in hand with the incredible diagnostic precision of modern science.
So what should you walk away with today? First, don't just believe the myths you hear. Second, focus on the fundamentals that Ayurveda has been shouting about for thousands of years: sleep, diet, stress, your daily routine. Third, please remember that natural does not always mean safe. Never, ever self-medicate. And finally, try to see Ayurveda not just as a treatment you turn to when you're sick, but as a complete lifestyle.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. When you look at its focus on root causes, on personalized medicine, and on lifestyle, you really have to ask yourself, is Ayurveda just a relic of ancient history, or is it actually a vital part of the future of medicine? The answer to that might just change the way you think about your health forever.